Welcome to another world.
This is Krasiva, a small village in the foothills of the Balkan Mountains, which are in deepest, darkest Bulgaria. Only 50 miles from the Bulgarian capital of Sofia, Krasiva was once a thriving village. Now it's literally dying. In recent years, millions of young people have left Bulgaria to live and work in other lands, leaving places like Krasiva with no new blood. In the last 2 years, more than 100 villages have simply ceased to exist. I've spent many years with my wife living in foreign lands, restoring interesting properties, and writing about my adventures. I first came to Krasiva at the invitation of artist Sally Moore, who has her own somewhat unusual idea for saving the village.
We came to Krasiva to buy a holiday home, and we fell totally in love with the village, and we ended up buying two. People think we're mad, but we thought, why not encourage artists and craftspeople to come buy a house here and to work here? If our scheme works, we could have exhibitions in the village hall, and you could wander around and see sculptures in the vineyards. And after all, what better atmosphere could you have for an artistic community? It's our dream, and dreams can come true sometimes, can't they?
Yes, I know Sally's scheme sounds a bit, shall we say, arty-farty, but I think she could be onto something. I'm completely sold on the idea of buying a house here as a writer's retreat and even a permanent home. I like the idea of getting away from the pace and noise of the modern world, and I think I could be happy to put up with a few minor inconveniences. But there's one very important person I have to convince. After 40 years of putting up with my sometimes off-the-wall and often disastrous schemes, my poor wife was hoping I'd given up on adventuring abroad. But she has reluctantly agreed to consider my idea for moving to live in a country that everyone else is leaving. So far, she's met my friends and looked around at some village properties. Now, to show her that civilization is not far from Krasiva, we've come to the nearby town of Berkovica, and Sally is helping my case. Lagadoria. This cup of coffee costs the equivalent of 30 pence, and I'm told you can live very comfortably on £100 a week here. Yet, over 1 million Britons have chosen to go and live in other parts of Europe. Only 7,000 have come to Bulgaria. I think it's fair to say that very little is known about this country, and two things that the Brits know is that it's in Eastern Europe, and they named a womble after it. Already, I think I may have found an ideal home in Krasiva. This little cottage overlooks the valley and the mountains and comes complete with its own tiny vineyard. I also think local English-speaking builder Ivo Plazarov could be the man to help me make this neglected old house into a real home. I already love it, and I hope, given time, my wife will too. If people ask me why Britain should think of coming to stay in this country, I'd give a few good reasons. Stunning weather, lovely people, only as far from England as southern Spain, low cost of living, and houses at 1950s UK prices. To me, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to start a new life here. Why don't you come and join me? Okay, let's go! Let's go!